As mentioned, we need to understand that the solution is in the spiritual plane. It is not a medical problem whatsoever. After detox, there is absolutely no need for medical doctors. The only need for a doctor would be for perhaps co-occurring disorders. There could be depression, other mood disorders. There could be a need for medication, but not for addiction itself. For addiction itself, the only solution is spiritual. And we're going to understand as we go along that the spiritual cannot be a component of an overall program that's, quote, holistic, whereas the spiritual is only part of an overall greater solution called the holistic program. The solution must first be spiritual and only spiritual, as we're going to see. Because once we give the possibility that it's anything but spiritual, this is what we mean by half measures availed us nothing, which is used in the Big Book and in recovery literature. We no longer are completely committed to that truth that it's a spiritual malady. Now let's go into what it says here. This is one of the promises of someone who takes the 12 steps properly. This is on page 85. We react sanely and normally, and we will find that this has happened automatically. Now, automatically is a pretty interesting word. We will see that our new attitude towards liquor or drugs has been given us without any thought or effort on our part. It just comes. That is the miracle of it. So we're talking about a miracle, right? Nothing short of that. Although action was obviously taken in the steps, we understand that the power to make such drastic changes and to remove addiction from the addict could only have happened from a higher source. We are not fighting it, neither are we avoiding temptation. Wow. How often do people say avoid temptation? So we're not avoiding temptation. We feel as though we have been placed in a position of neutrality, safe and protected. We have not even sworn off. Now, this is pretty incredible. Instead, the problem has been removed. It does not exist for us. We are neither cocky nor are we afraid. That is our experience. This is not theory. This is the actual experience of the original members of AA. That is how long we react, so long as we keep in fit spiritual condition. See, it's the spiritual condition that produces complete freedom from addiction. As it says, it is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action. It's an action-based program, not just faith-based, and rest on our laurels. We are headed for trouble if we do, for alcohol is a subtle foe. We are not cured of alcoholism. What we really have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. Every day is a day we must carry the vision of God's will into all our activities. So basically we need to continue to grow spiritually. But the alcoholic addict rises above the problem. He's living a normal, healthy life. This is only with a spiritual solution. How often we hear people sick and constantly battling an addiction, always relapsing year after year, using every method they can understand to stop. So we must come to the conclusion that spirituality cannot be mixed with anything else. The reason being is that when the alcoholic and addict make a third step decision, they're turning their will and lives over the care of God in order to develop spiritually to serve Him. This is the foundation of the rest of their life. If they believe that any other therapy can keep them, such as like a relapse prevention of some sort, if that is going to stop them, they will not trust absolutely that God is the solution. It's not God plus other things. If we look in the AA literature and all the 12 steps, God is the solution. He is everything or He is nothing. We have to completely abandon to His care. and do the work in the steps. Half measures mean I'll mix this message with other things, many which are conflicting to the 12 steps. So if we are teaching conflicting messages, the addict will not recover.